Hey everyone, this is I'm going to do a series of posts on injuries that I've had and the lessons that I learned from them. So I had a teacher say many years ago that her body was her PhD, and as soon as she said that, I knew exactly what she talked about. And she's world famous for treating athletes, and she treated a really famous uh, English soccer player who, those guys are on millions of dollars contracts, and they can get all the rehab and best people as they can get, but no one could fix this problem in this athlete. And people worked out it was David Beckham who she helped, and it was her that fixed the problem. So she's got a very different way of thinking, and it's all because of injuries she's had in herself, plus also academic learning and experience with clients and things. But she was moving into a more somatic base as well, the kind of things that she did, because she was accessing the nervous system, and any smart system that's going to treat injuries will be accessing the nervous system and retraining the nervous system. Um, I've had lots and lots of injuries over the years, overuse, mostly intrinsic injuries. There's intrinsic, which means the injury comes from yourself. So an overuse injury, not using muscles properly, you did something and you pulled out a joint or whatever, that sort of thing. An extrinsic injury is where something hit you from external. So extrinsic means outside. So you've a dog ran into your knee and you hurt your knee. You had a car accident, had a big fall, that sort of stuff. Um, Most of mine have been intrinsic. So hamstring tears. So one hamstring I tore about 3 times. There's 3 different grades of tears, muscle tears. So muscle tear is called a strain, and a sprain is a ligament tear. And there's 3 grades of sprains and strains. But for strains and muscle tears, the grade 1, it looks like the person can still walk properly. It hurts if they try to contract that muscle. There's no bruising around the area, and it usually heals within about 16 to 21 days as long as it's not retorn. Bone therapy can help it heal much faster. Doing specific exercises at a certain point, not too much, helps, and dry needling helps like crazy. And so that's all from my own experience and treating people who have those injuries. And what it comes down to, if you're getting recurrent hamstring tears, is that your hammies are piss weak, and you don't have the right core stability and strength in the core. So that's the abdomen and the glutes. Your breathing's probably really crap, because the breathing intimately is linked to the hamstrings. That's neurologically wired, and also the muscles are just weak generally for the activity that you're trying to do. And a lot of people think that people tear their hamstrings from lack of flexibility, and it's sometimes the case, but mostly it's not. People usually tear hamstrings, like runners, for example, or sprinters. They tear hamstrings as they're accelerating, or when they decelerate. Is not when the legs outstretched, a full stretch, high kick, and that sort of stuff. So it means that the muscles need to be timed. So the lower back, the deep muscles in the lower back should segmentally control the lumbar spine. Then the big glute muscles should work. Then the hamstring should work. And often when there's been hamstring tears, that firing is completely wrong, and it's out of order. So the hamstrings may be grabbing too early. The glute fires last, and the lower back muscles, the big muscle on the outside, fire way too fast, and they actually make the spine curl forward, like you're like a sway back, and that just puts extra load on the hamstrings. So the timing needs to be retrained. Good assessment, manual therapy techniques help heaps, and usually about 16 to 21 days or so, the grade 1 is healed. A grade 2, the person doesn't quite walk properly. There's a bit of a limp. It can bruise around the area, and they definitely know it. Hamstring tears often have a popping sound. You know you've done it, and it's really focal and localized, or it can run down not entire length, but 5 centimeters or so along the septum of the muscle. And then a grade 3 tear is a full rupture. So I was surprised that they don't always surgically reunite those, and even when they do, there can be not a good outcome. I was treating someone who had that, and what I did was amazing. And when she saw some other therapists after she saw me the first time, I think she just couldn't get in to see me, and she goes, "I don't know what the fuck other people are doing, but they have no idea what they're doing. You're the only person who could help me." And I was like, "Okay, that's good information for me. I'm just doing what I know from my own experience, and also I know what I would want done if I did that injury." So hope that helps.